The Hawk Tuah token, I ain't gonna lie, boys, if you bought it and lost money on it, I have absolutely no sympathy at all to give you at this point. If you trust a modern day influencer to sell you a meme coin, you're literally begging to have your money taken away from you. 99% of all these coins are literally rug pulls, and everyone knows it, and yet you were dumb enough to think, oh, this time it's gonna be different. It's the Hawk Tuah girl. She has at least 4 brains. No. No. She's a moron. A brainless bimbo. Lacking in the bimbo department, by the way. I just have nothing to say, okay? I think these influencers, honestly, rug pulling people are doing the world a favor, because these people did not deserve the money in the first place, and they might as well have it taken away from them, because God almighty, what the fuck?
It's safe to say the Hawk Tuah girl is panicking after accidentally releasing this interview, and she had a terrible slip up, which may have just incriminated herself and her team.
Half the money it was supposed to go like into my charity. That's really why I agreed to do it.
Because suddenly, she's not as innocent as what she's trying to paint herself out as, or at least, at the very least, her team isn't. So things have apparently gotten really bad for the Hawk Tuah.
This is where we are in life. Oh, the crypto rug pull scam that was conducted by the team of people who made it? Maybe they're not innocent. Wait, what are we talking?
Girl, to the point where they're clearly panicking and they have no idea what to do to get her career back on track, as she went from 0 to suddenly having one of the largest social media podcasts in the world, all within a year of making a simple BJ joke. I'm not joking.
By the way, no, this is not a joke. She just did that, and then third largest podcast in the world, next to Joe Rogan and some other girl that's very dislikable.
The internet is just a fascinating place. She went from being like oddly adored to a bit of a laughingstock, then back to being adored, and now she's fallen off the face of the earth due to some incredibly short-sighted business decisions, like launching a Hawk Tuah coin. Again, it's safe to say the internet is just a fascinating place, but almost as fast as she got her career, it was all put into jeopardy because she didn't have the foresight to not launch a crypto token. And not only did she launch a crypto token, it was also done in the sleaziest way possible to net the people behind the scenes as much money as possible, as quickly as possible. So, on December 4th, 2024, Haley Welch, aka the Hawk Tuah girl, but I'll be referring to her as Haley for the rest of the video, and her team launched the Hawk Tuah coin. Obviously, anyone with a brain would steer clear of that, but unfortunately, apparently there are more people lacking a brain than expected. The thing blasted to north of a $400 million market cap. That's insane, until it went into free fall like 10 minutes later. Like, it was basically over.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, there are people who made the money off of this, and that's just buying in really early. Those people do make money, but everyone else did. If you see a meme coin and it's like 1 hour into release, I mean, if you want to lose 99% of your money that you put in, sure, do it, I guess.
And not even an hour after launch. That chart is just brutal. Everything about...
To be fair, the fact that it actually lasted 1 hour is kind of amazing. Usually those... No, 10 minutes. Usually those things don't last even 1 minute.
This just screams crime. And that's where the community started to put things together, how things just don't really add up here.
The community didn't put anything together. By the way, the fact that these people did this in a time where governments across the world, especially in the US, are, by the way, prosecuting people who rug pull, which I think, by the way, should not be illegal. I mean, anyone who buys a crypto token and thinks, oh, now I'm gonna be rich, deserves their money taken and their viability as a human not resuscitated, but removed. Yeah, let's just say removed, okay? And they should be a forced organ donor. That's all I'm gonna say about this, okay? I don't think rug pulling should be illegal. All the people who fucking put in money into crypto, well, not all crypto. There are ways to make money, and it's free real estate. But in meme coins, all of them don't deserve human rights.
Here, it seems like the team rugged that thing. And if it wasn't the team, it was insiders, which, you know, the team kind of set up. So the crypto community got into this large Twitter space where Coffeezilla was one of the main speakers, FaZe Banks was speaking, and a handful of other influencers and crypto community members. And that's where we found out the team behind it hired Haley, paid her roughly $100,000 to use her likeness to promote the coin. And that will turn out to be the most expensive.
Only $100,000, but
100 grand of Haley's life, as it clearly jeopardized her entire career. Then to make things worse, they had a big Twitter space where Haley and the team behind it tried to talk themselves out of essentially looting her audience for a quick buck. And that's where one of the founders essentially said that they needed to do so to pay for the expenses of setting up all of this through the Cayman Islands, which is a hilarious answer. Imagine claiming you allegedly scam people so you could pay for setting up your company offshore.
third largest podcast in the world now rug pulls people. We know that Barron Trump, you know, the kid of the president of the USA, aka President Trump's kid, is watching this shit, and he's probably saying, "Daddy, punish Haley. Do it. This will be great big numbers." And Trump's like, "Yeah, sure, let's fucking do it." And I mean, there is no way. You're the third largest podcast in the world. You're gonna get fucked. All of these people are gonna get put into prison in the course of 5 years. There is no way.
Who allegedly scam people. What a great explanation. Really shows the character here. But at the end of the day, all these coins are vehicles for speculation. And some of these individuals in the crypto community who scan this stuff for 12 hours a day, they make a bunch of money off of the brand new people that Haley and a bunch of other influencers and celebrities bring into the space. And don't even get me started on the president and first lady making their own coins as well. And now allegedly a nation and
Oh, how is that doing? Let's check. Trump coin price. Binance Trump coin price. Let's see. Sitting at, how much is it sitting? 15 buckaroonies. Yeah, that's a loss for everyone. Except, what is this? Wait. They forecast. The forecast is that it's gonna go in price. Oh my god. And this is Binance? Binance is literally telling you that the Trump coin is gonna go up in price by... Can't click on actual. That's... Yeah, it's $15 currently, and it's gonna go up by 25% in the next 5 years. That's actually not that bad. 5% a year is not that bad. This is bull. Someone should investigate Binance with this speculation. Like, this is as bullshit as it gets. Okay, and Trump coin is... Can't see the previous ones, but honestly, who cares? Trump coin started off way stronger than that. So, yeah, people... I mean, you lost money on Trump coin, okay? Sitting president. Yeah, I mean, that just shows you how meme coins are never gonna be anything but early adopter money.
Africa, but currently there's a lot of speculation if that's actually real or not. Overall, just an absolute dumpster fire of a situation. The only bright side is, at least it's a slightly entertaining dumpster fire of a situation. So she ends this community confrontation call by saying this.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
And that slumber lasted for months. She hasn't posted a podcast episode until now, but they deleted it like right away, like within an hour. Optics wise, they played this extremely poorly. This woman shouldn't have had anything to do with running her own crypto coin.
How do you feel?
I don't know. I'm still a little shook up about it.
How's that?
That's interesting, because the main point about this, by the way, is that this was not supposed to be aired. Her team like fucking leaked it.
Nap.
It's a very long nap. I would say.
I mean, she does have a decent track, though, it seems like. So, I don't know, maybe she's innocent.
That's what sucks about it, too. I had to read that off a phone and, like, put it in my words. And I was like, anywho, I'm going to bed.
Well, there she confirmed that she was also used as a scapegoat for accountability, which makes that statement even funnier, that things were going so bad for the team that they told her to make this BS excuse to end the space. But before we get to her official statement, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Raycon. Since over the last couple of months, I've been traveling a lot. Now it is questions asked, but without further ado, let's continue the video. Here's her official statement.
Well, so basically, how this idea got brought to me, it was supposed to be like a, what do they call it, a long-term coin. And the guy that ran the account, he was like, oh, we're going to change like the way everybody thinks of crypto. Crypto is going to be a good place. And I feel really bad for all the people that got affected by it. And
wait, so she effectively admits she understands that crypto has the shittiest, scammiest reputation out there.
it just didn't go the way I planned. And all the money out of this episode is getting donated to all the animals that have been affected by the fires up here.
I mean, that's...
Oh, no! Look at that! She scammed millions, and now she's gonna give like $5 to some kind of animal charity. Don't you say bad things about charities. They donate. Oh my god, I hate that people have allowed to just use charities as a scapegoat. No, she should not be forgiven because she gives money to charity. No one should be forgiven for anything because, oh, I'm gonna donate money to charity. No, it's just a scapegoat. They don't even fucking care. They just use that to better themselves in the eyes of the community.
Cool and all, but it really shouldn't have been launched in the first place. But here is what she alleged that she was offered, or her team alleges that she was offered.
The deal that she did was like a brand image likeness deal where they paid her $125,000 up front. They were supposed to pay her $200,000 after the launch of the coin within 30 days. She was supposed to have full transparency to tokenomics.
So, one of the things that doesn't make sense in my mind is the fact that she has the third largest podcast in the world. A sponsorship for that probably is not lower than 100K. A probably 30-second ad read is not lower than 100K for someone like her. Probably, honestly, more. There's a chance that probably a lot more, in fact. So, the fact that you actually accept something like this for 100 or now it seems 300K is just insane. You could make this money off of 2 ad reads that are 30 seconds long.
And everything going on, which they did stay in communication about it, but it just was an ever-evolving game plan, essentially. So back-end participation was to always be mutually agreed, and what they had agreed on in the tokenomics was there was a 10% allocation.
I like that there's these funny names like tokenomics and whatnot to make this shit sound legit.
Of the token that would be on a 1-year lock and then a 3-year drip after that. Of that 10%, half of that was supposed to go to the company that created the project and half was to go to her. So out of 100% of the tokens, she would have had 5% at the end. Obviously, she has lawyer, manager, business manager, so even that 5% would have been cut down by over a quarter due to people that she has to pay out on her non-crypto.
So all the structure you just described.
I don't understand also this, by the way. Like, how the fuck are you? What kind of magical liars, managers, and shit you're taking that you need to pay 1% of your income? Like, fuck that shit.
What happened to all that?
It's not like it has dissolved. That on launch, 3% of the token was made available for public trading. A lot of this information we found out since the launch. We, as in Haley's internal non-crypto team, but 17% was given to pre-sale investors. 2/3 of which approximately sold
The fact that they even did a pre-sale launch for a meme token shows how much of a cash grab this is. Normally, pre-sales in like the traditional crypto space, they're to fund some creation of a product. Then once the product is finished, the token is then listed. But here, it's a meme coin, so there's no product to fund. Hence why this is just a massive sketchy cash grab.
So there is 20% in circulation.
And just to be clear about where you kind of jumped into this, you were telling us in the back room that this kind of all was happening even without you really knowing or having view on any of it until post. You know, you're handling the cleanup and trying to protect Haley and trying to do right by Haley now, but you didn't have the opportunity
All of
to
this
like.
is lies.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
I negotiated the contract with the company. We have like accounting transparency rules and requirements that I added to the contract. SEC compliance requirements I added into the contract that they would have to do as project manager. And so we continued to inquire all along the process about the tokenomics. It was a kind of a shifting narrative and explanation of tokenomics. The most recent tokenomics that were given to us prior to the launch had the pre-sale investors being on a 1 month lock with a 1 year drip after that. That's pretty obvious on chain. That didn't happen.
Okay, so if what they are saying is true,
Wait. All of these fancy words literally mean fucking nothing. Because you can change all of this. Like, let's say you have a contract that doesn't allow you to sell anything for like a year. I don't know. Let's take that at random. The people running the token can just change it that those people can sell day one no matter what. Like none of this matters. None of these precautions for crypto fucking matter. At least for meme coin.
true. It seems like they got into business with some crypto.
Because this is like when crypto first came out. I think it was when crypto first came out. There was this concept of the white paper or whatever it was called. Crypto had like a specific shit or something like that. And it was like, oh, I want to see the white paper, and that's supposed to describe everything, and that's supposed to, if you have that, you're legit. And it's like, bruh, it's just a fucking paper. It actually has no strength behind it. It's just like kind of a paper that says kind of what you're supposed to be doing. But if things change, things change. Like, it's so stupid. None of this is just... There's no protections on any moves anywhere.
Grifters looking to make a quick buck.
Oh,
But
boy.
Then the guy sitting next to her proposed that she should just punt 125 grand back into the coin and promote it again.
If you took all the money that you
That's
made
good.
from the deal, whatever, and just like bought back the coin and then locked it up, I feel like that's a very like clear action that you can make.
That's so stupid. That's not gonna change anything. People are just gonna dump. That's a move that you do for 1 second of dumpage, and this guy's like, yeah, listen to this dude, listen to that dude. Like, all of these people are brain damaged.
back to the community. And I think that would just like stamp it and the community can run with it. So
Yeah, you don't need to be a PR expert to realize that's a terrible idea. What is the point of that? So that some crypto nerds can extract more money out of her fans' pockets? I really do not like the idea of celebrity meme coins because it's just a vehicle for speculation, which always ends as a value extraction from said person's fan base. Clearly, Haley is down bad here. And I don't think this advice is in her best interest either. But Banks then asks how much money they made in total from this project.
As far as narrative goes and a gesture, I mean, you just nailed that, by the way. And that would be, you mentioned it earlier, 125,000.
You just nailed that because I'm retarded.
Plus 100,000, or what did I hear?
Yeah, so
How much total money has been received due to this?
125,000 has
Been received.
been received.
Yeah. Basically what Frank just said in normal people terms.
I guess Banks wasn't fully interested in the real answer because he cut him off. Banks really should have pressed for that full answer because it seems like there's more to it as
Isn't Banks like FaZe Banks? I have forgotten who these retards are over time. It's been a long time. Didn't they scam people with their own crypto and NFTs? Didn't they do that? Didn't they scam people in online casinos?
we'll find out through Coffeezilla later on. But then he goes back and kind of shills what Frank said.
Is you take every dollar that you made on this and
I don't think he's shilling. I think he's just a moron.
you market buy this token and you lock it up. You walk away from it. You don't ever see that money. You can never touch it again. And you
She's like, is he telling me to lose money? She's just like, awesome pie. Fuck, Tuah. Like, I don't know if there's anything happening, you know?
Say I'm not gonna talk about this every day, whatever, but I'm gonna stand on business. I put my face on this. I'm accepting the responsibility that this happened, and hopefully, you know, everybody is made whole at some point. Where you guys do what you want with this at this point. This is me, kind of like, you know what I mean. And what that does is it kind of shows your intentions, right? Like,
I mean, the zombie apocalypse has started. Okay, this is like a slow start.
I just want to do right by this and everybody who participated in this.
I don't think that will make anything right. It just incites a new wave of speculation that will inevitably end the exact same way. And speaking of speculation, right before this episode leaked, the coin 4x'd in value and then immediately dumped again after this episode leaked. So
Wow.
that's really not a good look for the Haley team. And then out of nowhere, you had
Wait,
Banks.
what? Oh, I thought. Okay, so I got it for a moment. What? So she didn't actually sell it off to pump. She didn't buy it to pump the price. It just started going up, and then when people who are holding it on their side that it goes up, it's like, boop, no, not today, sweet cheeks.
Leaked. So that's really not a good look for the Haley team. And then out of nowhere, you had Banks tweet this.
This is not, that doesn't even matter for her team, okay? That's just all the people who bought it, lost money, who are trying to, you know, lose less money at this point.
In an attempt to hear Haley Welch's side of the crypto scam story, I agreed to do her first podcast back. I had heavy stipulations, including not allowing markets to be manipulated by leaking this episode's existence before a resolution was found. 2, her team finding a real solution regarding the money she made, where that should go, and what to do with the Hawk project moving forward. These were non-starters, I'm assuming he's trying to say non-negotiables, and we were told this episode would ever see the light of day if we explicitly greenlit it. These incompetent dudes leaked and or inside traded the token. We noticed a random spike in volume on the 2 of 2 alongside of the random messages asking us if we did the podcast. Very clearly, her team was not as solid as they claimed to be. They completely blew it, and we called the episode off right then and there. Yeah, and then, I mean, that aligns with
The fact that these people are just not taking the money they have and running to Thailand to have fun with ladyboys, or at least live life a little bit, is so wild. Again, it's only a matter of time before they get arrested.
the chart we just showed here.
You can't be that notoriously big and not get arrested.
And now today, the episode
I could rug pull people with a shitty meme coin and make 5k and not get arrested, but not people this large.
randomly gets leaked. The price of Hawk is pumping, and they're completely fumbling the bag. Yet again, what a mess. Poor girl. It's a wonder how she found herself in this position in the first place. Now, Haley, I'm going to speak to you direct and say the
Okay, so I think she is retarded in general, obviously. But at the same time, I don't think she's retarded enough to understand what she did was not a scam, okay? I completely give her no benefits of the doubts in the fact that she did not know that this is going to end up being bad for people. She did it because she wanted money.
exact same thing I said to you on Spaces that night. Fire everybody. Full disclosure, nobody from our team has ever / will ever own Hawk tokens. Highly advise anyone following the story to stay far away from
Wasn't this proven false?
this, as a majority of this supply is owned by unknown developers. I love how they have like a bunch of developers, even though the token doesn't do anything. You don't really need devs to just deploy a meme token, especially not enough to have like a whole like laundry list of unlisted developers. But I mean, overall, that was a reasonable response from Banks compared to how he was in the podcast. I guess he switched up as he learned more details after the podcast, but honestly, who knows? But that's not the only bad news for the Hawk Tuah team, as Coffeezilla, who really was the most prominent critic in the original Twitter space, made a follow-up since he's been investigating the situation for a while. And now things look even worse for Haley, because he was the first to notice that she had this slip up in this leaked podcast.
Like half the money, it was supposed to go like into my charity. That's really why I agreed to do it.
Did you hear that?
Like half the money.
Half the money. Now that's very interesting. That's very different from what we've been told, which is like, oh, it's just 125K.
So then he continued digging around that.
They're trying to be like, oh, we barely made a dime. And that's just not true. Like, that's not what they stood to make.
Yeah, I have heard this before, that they're saying that they actually didn't make money, which is pure fucking bullshit.
said, what do you mean? You told me I could disregard what Doc said. Remember, he said, oh, you can disregard it. But y'all literally had a contract for 50% of net proceeds. Doc himself said the project was going to cost a few $100,000.
Net proceed. Okay, that's a lot.
If that's the case, pre-sale 2.8 million, fees 1 million, made almost $4 million. Y'all are contractually owed like 1.6 million. And then I shared another insider text I have from Doc Hollywood, where he says, what we can do is put a hard number to the side for the project as cost. Like we spent a few $100,000 on the project already. That money will be paid back to us off top. Then the profit is paid out. If a few $100,000 is what it costs and the profit's paid.
By the way, this is normal procedure for a lot of riskier investments. Now, this is, on the other hand, not a risky investment at all. It's a rug scam, rug pull. So, but this is actually normal. If you're seeing this in hey, I need money lend, but banks are a bitch, let's go into business together, this is kind of normal.
Paid back to us off top, then the profit is paid out. If a few $100,000 is what it costs and the profit's paid out, who's the profit entitled to?
So it seems like they are now playing hot potato with that money, because clearly there's a lot of negative connotations with it. And because there's now lawsuits, they likely don't want that money anymore. So if all this is true, this will eventually come out in that lawsuit if they don't settle. And accidentally leaking this podcast just made everything so much worse for them. This podcast shouldn't have been released in the first place. They should have never recorded it. She just...
Anyway, that's pretty much it. That was a Tozy. 10 out of 10. Idiots. Bye!